Okay, so I wanted to show you what I am seeing. Let me do this, and I'm going to actually go to your website and see how long it takes to load. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. So with all this stuff, about 6 seconds, or about 5 seconds. But you saw how this thing popped up, this email form or this newsletter sign up thing. So if you go here, watch this. So it's slow. It is definitely loading a lot, so it's even slower that time. But you saw this thing's popped up, right? So that's going to be a problem, and I will show you why. So if you go to something like web page test, which is this is one of the first tests I run to see what's going on. Google uses something called Core Web Vitals. I don't think it's fully rolled out yet, but it's being rolled out to determine how fast a page is loading. It has 3 metrics: largest contentful paint, cumulative layout shift, and total blocking time. So largest contentful paint is how long the biggest object on your web page takes to load. Cumulative layout shift has to do with things shifting around as the page loads, and blocking time has to do with scripts that are things that are blocking other things from loading. So you can see you're not doing good in any of these. And if you click on largest contentful paint, the problem you can see here is this pop-up's coming up. Right, so that's causing the algorithm, or the what's called a synthetic test, to think the page isn't loaded. So if you go to cumulative layout shift, you can see here it's still shifting around. See here, it loads to here, then it shifts to this, and then it shifts and it's starting to load this sign up form. So that's also another reason you're getting a bad score. And your site is slow, don't get me wrong, it's not just all scores. And then total blocking time. And you can see here, this script here, whoops, let me see. Blogger, okay, so it's some ad stuff. So that could be a problem. So blocking time means before this Facebook stuff loads, this Blogger ads, I'm assuming that's some JavaScript stuff has to load. So that's that. So that's what's going on. So the first thing I think we should do, now if you look here, your website is 7 meg. The average website is about 3 meg, so you're about double the size of an average website. Your biggest problem, so this is a waterfall chart. So these are all the things that are loading on your web page. Here's some CSS. So this is some styling stuff. It took under 1/10 of a second to load. CSS. This is some JavaScript. Took 3/10 of a second to load. All these little lines are really good, right? All these things are loading, starting to get a little longer. These images are naturally going to take longer because they're generally bigger. So this is 4.1K. It's still small. However, once you get down to the lower portion, look at these really long lines here. 8 seconds to load this image. The problem is this image in itself is 4 meg. And like I said, the average website is around 3 meg. So this image alone is bigger than your website should be. And this, let me do this. Sometimes it gets buggy. Let me show you. It's this image here. So it's an image of you. Now, it doesn't mean you can't have the image, but let me show you something real quick. First of all, I would name it better for SEO purposes. I would name it your name than like your blog name or something in the file name. So what's going on? The size of it, nobody's going to look at it 2400 by 300 pixels, but let's keep it that size. Generally, you can get it down to like 1500 by whatever. But let's say you want to keep it that size. All you have to do is go to Save As. First of all, you don't, okay, it's JPG. I would convert it to WebP, which is, so there's PNG, JPG, WebP, which are the 3 image formats. Don't use PNG for anything except transparent images. JPG, that's the older, quicker format. I'm just now, as of literally this month, switching over to WebP, which is even better than JPEG. But let's just keep it at JPEG, just so I can show you how much this compression helps. So if you click Save, so we're keeping the size the same, we're keeping the container the same, we're keeping everything the same. And then you save it, and it was 4 megs before. If you just decrease the quality of it, so let's do this. Let's focus in so we can get some good detail here. Let's focus in like right here on your chin. So you can see how good the detail is. At 4 megs, you go down to, just keep an eye over here. Don't even look at the slider over here. If we go down to 50% quality, it looks the exact same to me. It doesn't lose any quality. Generally, I can get most things down to 30% before losing any quality. So that looks really good. So that's so just keep an eye over here. So that's 30%. Keep an eye there. I'm going to go from 30% to 100%. I didn't notice any change. So let's go to 30. and what this is 34. It's decreased the image from 4 megs to 273K, right? So what is that? 12 times smaller. So we would save this image and then we would re-upload it to the website. So that's so first things I would focus on would be that, and that pop-up that pops up, that email sign up. Let's delay that to not pop up for 20 seconds, or you can do like an on exit pop up, something like that. So that's where I want to start. So hopefully this